Namaste, Jai Hind, Vande Mataram. You're on the right stand. I'm Anand Narasimhan. Who tried to tarnish the temple town of Dharmasthala in Karnataka? The Dharmasthala truth is out with the special investigation team in its preliminary report before the Karnataka court that all mass burial claims that were made by the accused, number one, Chinnaya, were actually fabricated. A special investigation team has told the Belthangady court in Karnataka that the allegations of mass burials in Dharmasthala were founded on false information and deliberate misrepresentation by 6 individuals. The findings were submitted in a preliminary report filed before the court, which states that the Dharmasthala authorities have been given a clean chit at this stage of the investigation. According to the SIT, the 6 accused are Chinnaya, Mahesh Shetty, Timarodi, Girish Mattanavanar, Vittal Gowda, T. Jayant and Sujata Bhatt. The report details the role and involvement of each individual in what the SIT describes as a coordinated effort to construct false allegations. Now, in its findings, the SIT said accused number 1, Chinnaya, was promised money to give false statements regarding the burial of unidentified bodies, including alleged sexual assault victims, and that a video of his statement was recorded. Investigators said he also produced a human skull claiming it was recovered from a burial site, but this was found to be untrue. He has been arrested. Accused number 2, Mahesh Shetty Timarodi, is alleged to have hosted the meetings where the planning took place. The SIT has accused him of encouraging false complaints against Dharmasthala and of helping create a narrative involving a missing girl to support the allegations. The preliminary report describes him as playing a central role in coordinating the group's activities. The SIT has stated that accused number 3, Girish Mattanavanar, procured a skull from Bangalgude through Vittal Gowda and kept it in a security guard's room in Bengaluru. He later handed it over to Jayant to be taken to Delhi. And according to the report, the accused attempted to submit the skull as evidence before the Supreme Court and later brought it back to Timarodi's residence. He is also accused of providing money to Chinnaya for making false statements. Accused numbers 4 and 5, Vittal Gowda and T. Jayant, are alleged to have facilitated the movement of the skull and participated in the meetings. The SIT states that Gowda took the skull to the meeting at Timarodi's house, while Jayant transported it to Delhi by train and took part in planning at the allegations. Accused number 6, Sujata Bhatt, filed a complaint claiming her daughter was missing. The SIT states that the complaint was filed on the suggestion of Timarodi and others and that she contributed to constructing the allegations against Dharmasthala. The SIT has clarified that the findings are based only on its preliminary investigation. The final report has not yet been filed and some technical evidence is still awaited. The SIT informed the court that some of the accused have not been cooperating with the investigation and sought additional time to complete the probe. Can it be limited to only these 6 people? Or is this a part of a much larger conspiracy cabal group which is trying to deliberately defame religious entities, religious areas, and especially Hindu religious institutions or areas within Karnataka? Ashok Gowda, spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP, with us. We should have Sanket Yanagi also joining us any moment now. My namaste. Ashok Gowda ji, when the first reports came out, a lot of people jumped to conclusion and a lot of people jumped to defame Dharmasthala and also the temple. Your first reaction when the SIT files this preliminary report?
So we have been saying this almost from the first day, but we did not want to openly say it. But we have been saying that inside our party circles and everywhere, that this is a gang, which the same gang which nullified Ayyappa Swami temple, Sabrimala Ayyappa Swami temple, Shani Singeshwara temple in Maharashtra, and as well as several other temples, including Tirupati Balaji was not spared. So same gang is operating, whom we call it as the gang which operates from the left side of the corners. So the same gang, whether it is a Balan who was a lawyer, whether it is a senior lawyer in the Supreme Court, and all other people were ganged up and in fact, the point is, one ex-IAS officer who was serving in Karnataka, who is currently an MP from Tamil Nadu, he is a person who was spearheaded and he was also funded by some international group. That is the claim what we are all saying, that this gang wanted to not just nullify the temple, but they had a very big eye, because we saw in the Karnataka, whether it is Kannada debates or in the English debates, very clearly this gang came up and said that we want a 2 lakh crore turnover in the Dharmasthala temple. In fact, on all the national channels or in the vernacular channels, one lawyer who was also associated with the Congress party used to come and speak very openly about this money which is involved with the temple trust. So the point was very clear. They were targeting not just the Hindutva or Sanatana Dharma, but their eye was on the entire trust itself. So this was a gang. They went up to 1978 thing and Endowment Board Acts and several others. It was spoken on a vernacular media. In fact, I was part of that vernacular media also. So in all these things, it is a very clear-cut gang which wanted to nullify the Sanatana Dharma and were targeting the temple trust.
Well,
BJP also did a movement against these people, and we went to Dharmasthala. Almost around Karyakartas, 25,000 Karyakartas went to Dharmasthala, and we clearly stood very firm with the Dharmasthala and said that whenever you nullify the Sanatana Dharma, the Sanatana Dharma will emerge much more. And this was a stand what we clearly said.
How many days later? How many days after this incident happened did the BJP actually wake up? The first 10 to 12 days, the BJP was not even willing to come out and openly comment on it. It is only after the SIT was formed by the state government that the BJP also woke up, and the first aspects came. The BJP started speaking up. The first time the claims of a mass burial were negated because of the digging that was ordered by the court using bulldozers. There was
I'll tell you the incidents what happened. That in fact, this same issue has been spoken by few people in the media from past 2 to 3 years, and they were clearly saying that there were several deaths which has happened, and these deaths, whether it was a death by suicide, whether it was a death by by whatever the crime or whatever it was. See, Dharmasthala is a place where all Hindus believe. Same thing with the Kashi, same thing with Ujjain, same thing with Gadagapur or Mantralaya or any other place. Same thing with the Dharmasthala also. A lot of people go and hang themselves, and those unclaimed bodies will be there and they will be buried in the Dharmasthala itself. And when the Dharmasthala did not have any of the burial grounds, a lot of bodies were buried, and in fact, they had a postmortem and merger was also done. So these deaths, what did the left-cornered gang were claiming is, they were the women who were aged between 18 years to 35 years or 40 years, and these women have been buried there. That was a claim. And of course, a lot of people could have committed suicide or whatever it was, because it happened to a very Pavitra Sthala for Hindus. So when this was a case, and we also internally said that SIT should be formed, and very clearly this SIT should investigate the matter, not just the matter what the left-cornered gang is saying, but all the matters, including from 1978, whether it was 2-3 people who were missing. That was a claim what we said. And don't relate it to only Saujanya's murder death case, because Saujanya's death case is only one thing. And when this gang itself asked for whatever we were asking for, it was very clear and evident that it was a matter of time that the truth will come out, and truth has prevailed. And this gang, from now onwards, cannot say that manifest.
Who is this gang? No. Who is this gang? Anybody and everybody who's part of this gang should be criminally held culpable. Does it limit itself only to these 6 accused who just seem to be spawns who are orchestrating it at the behest of somebody? Sanket Yanagi is also with us. My namaskarams. Thank you for your time. Yes, Sanket ji.
You see, BJP is always sitting at the fence and making some allegations, including Mr. Lokesh Gowda. a good friend. There are two things which are important, which we need to bring into the notice of the audience. Number one, BJP is always sitting at the fence. It wants to see or shift the gun depending upon the facts and circumstances. So here is a case where one person comes to the police station or to the media through an advocate, takes the assistance of an advocate, claims that in between 1995 to 2014 there were mass burials and he was also part of that. Then a formal police complaint was filed with an assistance of a lawyer. When a person approaches a lawyer, he would render his legal assistance. On 3rd of July 2025, and the discussions already started in June 2025, BJP did not wake up. 2025, July 13, a formal complaint was filed, claiming to be by one whistleblower. Then on 4th of July 2025, Dharmasthala police station has obtained the permission from the court for investigation. Court has permitted for the investigation, not the government. Please understand. And not the BJP, not the Congress. They have no role to play. Then after the complainant produced the skeletal remains on 11th of July 2025, which he claims to have exhumed himself, he has produced before the court. Based on that, the investigation proceeded. Because of the investigation of the intensity of the matter, the government felt it necessary to refer the matter for the SIT. Only the investigation agency has been changed by the government. Government had no role to play. Neither it is behind the complainant, nor it is behind the court to pass such an order for investigation. Number two. And number three, since there were multiple complaints of missing which were also being coming up before the notice of the court or also in the media, the government thought it necessary to facilitate proper, fair investigation so that truth should come out, because it was even discussed in the year 1984 before an assembly. On August 2025, the SIT began investigation, exhuming. Then on 23rd August 2025, the main complainant was arrested by the SIT for perjury because it's a fair investigation. Then, as forensic experts indicated that the skeletal remains he produced were of a male, contradicting his claim that he were a female victim. That is important. So then in August end, BJP started waking up from the slumber and began actively criticizing the state government. What were they doing? Did they challenge the order of the court allowing the investigation? Did they say that SIT should not be formed or investigation should not be commenced by the local police? Then they did not open their mouth for two reasons. Number one, the temple is a Hindu temple. The devotees whose burials have been assumed at least to have taken place are also Hindus, because Hindu families wanted it to be investigated. So BJP thought it appropriate, in the name of getting justice to the Hindus or the Hindu devotees, it kept quiet. If it was successful in investigation, or if in the investigation it was found out that there were some burials who belongs to the Hindu devotees, then BJP should have claimed because of us, the Hindu devotees' bodies have been recovered. If it is not being found, now they say that the temple's name is being ruined by some other party. No, this is not the way. Let them not do politics at the matter of investigation, which requires justice to be prevailed, truth to be prevailed. Truth requires to be investigated, be it anyone else.
But my point is, sir, the speed or the alacrity with which everybody moved to dig out all the areas of Dharmasthala, had it been a non-Hindu area, had it been a non-Hindu story, what would have been the reaction of the state, what would have been the reaction of the people, and what would have been the reaction overall? And is it so easy for a group of 5-6 people to come out and fabricate and try and make effort at defaming? What is the state going to do to go after this lot, this cabal, which is systematically targeting only Hindu religious institutions and lands or areas which are supposed to be very, very important to those who are part of the Hindu way of life, because each belief is different. Ayappa is a different deity, Manjunatha Swami is a different deity, every place is a different deity and the cultures are different. But it is all part of the great offshoot or the great way of life, that is the Hindu way of life.
Let me answer one point.
Who are these people? Who are
Yes.
these people who can just come out and make these allegations and tarnish anybody who's close to Sanatan Dharma or Sanatan beliefs?
Unfortunately, in this case, for the BJP to digest, that those who are making allegations are also Hindus, and against the temple against whom they are making allegations is also a Hindu temple. So now BJP is in a confused state as to whom they should defend.
Now, in this case, one point, sir, I would just like to say, just because their names are Hindu does not mean that they continue to remain Hindus by belief. So let's not jump to that conclusion, because there is a lot of this crypto game that is going on, where the names continue to be on the face of it very, very Hindu in name, but by belief systems they are either non-believers in the Hindu way of life or they have converted to another particular
Let me
faith.
answer your point.
So that is also there. And those who subscribe to a particular ideology or who claim to be rationalists, they may have very good Hindu names, but they don't follow the Hindu way of life. They subscribe to a very total different belief system and ideology. Yes.
Let me answer your point. Now, why the BJP is in a confused state is for three reasons. Number one, temple is a Hindu temple, number one. And the burials alleged to have been taken place are of the devotees who are Hindus, number two. And those who are making allegations are also Hindus. Or those who have been alleged to have conspired as per the charge sheet, they are also Hindus. So whose side the BJP needs to take the side, that itself is a confusion for them.
Because it is Hindus involved, you are supposed to take
because if they take the side of the temple, the victims will not support the BJP. Or the families of the victim may not support the BJP.
So you are saying that the BJP waited to see which way the dice rolled and then decided to take a convenient position moment, perhaps matters cleared out a little bit. Ashok Gowda, please respond. Yeah, Ashok Gowda, please respond.
See, this is not about the victim or anything else. This is how the Sanatana Dharma itself has been targeted by the few people who may be Hindus or who may not be Hindus. That's a different issue. But the point is very, very simple. Now, yes, there was a Saujanya's death which happened, and then there was a verdict which happened, and then we also requested, saying that BJP openly said, our party president B.Y. Vijendraji openly said that we will sponsor you. As a BJP party will sponsor you, please go to the Supreme Court. And that is the kind of the stand we take for in the case of Saujanya. But at the same time, we are not going to spare the people who are going to come forward and say that magnifying our temples and magnifying our Sanatana Dharma. This is point number two. Point number three, I very clearly stated, this is an MP, I will quote his name in the national channel today, Senthil Kumar, who was an IAS officer in Mangaluru and who is an MP from Tamil Nadu. We feel that V. Balan and one Supreme Court lawyer, I do not want to name him today, in the coming days definitely will name him. So this Supreme Court lawyer and this MP and in fact the Balan and all the people, in fact the KPCC, there is one spokesperson there. So all these people are ganged up and these were all the people who have been charge sheeted are only the Patradaris, only the actors. The director and producers are more. The producer probably is sitting somewhere in the European countries or somewhere, and that producer has a very close link with the
I have to wind this up right now. Now, here's the challenge that I would like to very humbly throw to the BJP. June, this incident first came to light. August is when the BJP broke its silence. We are in December now. So far, you have not done a single press conference to openly expose this cabal that you claim right now is behind. If you have the name, if you have this one, and if you have the conviction that you are going to stand up for Sanatan Dharma and the Hindu belief system, name this cabal openly. Come out and name this cabal and take them on openly, rather than waiting in the shadows and then firing whenever it is convenient. Because then the Congress's stars and the sticks on you that you are playing opportunism even on the Hindu faith. That's where
Absolutely.
now, if that is not
Absolutely
the
not. We have
that is
named
not
it
the
in the
if that is
national
not the
channel.
case,
Our Sunil Kumar ji has named it. Our B.Y. Vijayendra ji has named it, and our C.T. Ravi ji has named it very clearly in the open TVs. We have named them and said that this is what it is. There is a gang behind this. And see,
have
producers
you have you
and the
have you
director's name
moved for
we
criminal
have not
action?
yet spoken
Have
about.
you moved
But
for
the people who are Sutradaris and the Patradaris, we have named them and very clearly we've
have you
exposed,
moved
including the other session which happened in
have you
Karnataka
moved for
Assembly. We have
criminal
spoken about
legal
it.
action? Have you moved for criminal legal action in the courts of our country and argued the case that these people should not be allowed to be in the post that they are if they are indeed the sutradars of orchestrating all of this? So, if you believe, sir, that you stand for the Sanatan Dharma as much as you stand for any other Dharma, then please walk the talk is what I'm going to urge the Karnataka BJP to do. Because, you know, this shoot, scoot and fire is not going to work. So you have to show that conviction and take it to the logical conclusion. What does every Hindu, every believer, and of course Lord Manjunath Swami want? That anybody who's trying to defile and bring disrepute to Dharmasthala or any other place that is a place of Hindu belief, and wrongfully so and willfully so, then that person should be criminally punished and brought to justice. So do that. That's what I'm saying. The BJP has no dearth of lawyers, nor does it have a dearth of funds, nor does it have a dearth of legal acumen. So let's walk the talk is what I'm saying, and let it start with the Karnataka BJP. On that note, I'm going to thank you both. Thank you very, very much.